This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Tonight on the South Today, the DCC has begun a plan to buy the Folden Mar site near Middlemarch and may use the Public Works Act to force through a deal. A climate-safe house which featured at Dunedin's Home and Living show over the weekend landed at its new home in Waitati. And Dunedin's Toitu Otago Settlers Museum has opened a new exhibition featuring a few of the thousands of items which have been donated by the public. Kia ora, good evening, I'm Daryl Baser. The Dunedin City Council has served notice of its intention to buy the Folden Mar site near Middlemarch, and it may use the Public Works Act to force the deal. The move was confirmed by Mayor Aaron Hawkins in a statement yesterday, and he spoke with media today. The site of Folden Mar near Middlemarch could become public land if Dunedin's new mayor gets the proposal to buy it across the line. Dunedin Mayor Aaron Hawkins says the council has served notices of desire on the owner of the site, Plarman Resources Limited, and moved to register the notices on the property's titles.
What we do now is enter into negotiations with the owner, which is the receivers for Plarman Resources.
There was huge public opposition to the Australian company's proposal to restart mining at the site, which contains a fossil record dating back more than 20 million years. Many scientists and academics who say the land holds vital information were among those leading the opposition.
This year we've seen a significant campaign from our community to have the fossil record at Folden Mar preserved and protected, initially from local activists, but then from university professors and science communicators, because this is a globally significant asset, both in terms of the fossil deposit and the climate record that lives there.
The notices of desire can be served on the owner under the Public Works Act, triggering a process by which the two parties have to negotiate a sale. It's the first step down a path which could lead to a compulsory purchase by the council. Kimberly Collins is one of those at the forefront of the Save Folden Mar campaign and says the mayor's announcement is good news.
You know, it's a 23 million year old fossil record. There's a climate record spanning hundreds of thousands of years that is unique to the Southern Hemisphere. So in the face of climate change and global biodiversity loss, I think it's really critical that Council is looking to protect something that can teach us so much more about how to fix these global and very, very important issues.
Neither Mayor Hawkins nor Kimberly Collins would put a price tag on the land, saying its worth cannot be put into dollars and cents.
I think the land is invaluable personally. I think that the data that it contains and the public interest is, you can't put a price on it.
And that was certainly the message that we got from professors at the university. This is a priceless resource that needs to be preserved and protected.
The mayor says he's yet to hear from councillors who opposed the proposal to purchase the land. In Dunedin, the South Today. A day out fishing took a turn for the spectacular for an Oamaru couple at the weekend. Ricky Willis and his partner were headed back to shore when he saw a humpback whale leap clean out of the water.
Oh, yes!
The whale was spotted swimming and leaping just off Cape Wanbrow, about 6 kilometres from the coastline. The Department of Conservation says it's likely the majestic mammal was heading south on its way to the Antarctic summer feeding grounds. A climate-safe house, which featured at Dunedin's Home and Living show over the weekend, was craned into position at Waitati yesterday. It's hoped the relocatable eco-friendly home will show central and local governments how climate change challenges can be met with improved low-carbon houses.
Arriving at Waitati, 10 minutes drive north of Dunedin, this relocatable eco-house is intended to be an example of how to address the challenges of climate change. Blueskin Resilient Communities Trust Manager Scott Willis says he's happy to finally have the one-bedroom house at its intended destination.
It's amazing. It's just incredible. What a journey. So we're here. It's just the lift now. That's the only thing I'm keen to get it settled on its piles.
Much of the construction was done over the last weekend in front of the visiting public at the annual Home and Living Show. Assembled by a mainly female team of apprentices from the Otago Polytechnic, the Eco House project is designed to encourage other women to enter the trades.
People through the house all weekend and people interested in both the social story and also the story of an eco house that's transportable, climate change, better builds, all of those things. So there was a whole range.
While there's still quite a bit to be done to make the building a home, Willis says things are well on track.
The trusses will arrive and by Friday the roof will be on. In the meantime, all of the cladding will go on and the internal fit out will happen.
And there's still a fundraising campaign to raise the last $20,000 to complete the project.
But we're still doing our Pledge Me campaign at the same time, so we still have to raise about $20,000 to do a final completion. But we're practically there. We're on the home run.
The Eco House project is a partnership between the Otago Polytechnic and the Blueskin Resilient Communities Trust. In Waitati, the South Today.
The Alexandra Contract Bridge Club has made a bold move, and all of its members are winning. The club recently relocated from its Sunderland Street rooms in Clyde to a new purpose-built facility in Alexandra. The club formed in the 1970s after a group of mothers and a collection of Dunstan High School teachers joined forces. In 1982 they bought the premises in Clyde's Sunderland Street using funds from members. But 37 years on, they sold their first building, giving them nearly enough money to purchase their new facility in Alexandra. The club is grateful to the Central Lakes Trust, Otago Community Trust and Pub Charity for the additional funds which helped them achieve the goal. Dunedin's Toitu Otago Settlers Museum has opened a new exhibition featuring a few of the thousands of items which have been donated by the public in recent years. The exhibition includes about 80 items highlighting Dunedin and Otago's social history, which had been languishing in the museum's back catalogue.
Toitu's Brought to Light exhibition shows off highlights from the massive catalogue of donations which the museum's curators had been sorting through for more than a year. About 5,000 items donated to the institution since its redevelopment in 2012 had been sitting in storage and in desperate need of being catalogued.
We've been working on a project to do some behind the scenes work, clearing a backlog, reorganising and cataloguing a couple of stores, and then some work in cataloguing and digitising in our archive.
The exhibition includes all sorts of historic memorabilia, including this large mirror advertising Hudson's chocolates. A plaque remembers a sportsman who was pivotal in the creation of Carisbrook back in 1881. It was donated when the ground closed 6 years ago.
We've tried to choose items that are nice and bright and shiny and ones that show the range of stuff that we collect in the museum. So we've got things ranging from large vehicles down to little pieces of jewellery, costume, photographs, artworks, you name it, we've got it.
This hooded cloak was once owned by a lady from Dunedin's high society and whose husband's business is still going strong.
That's certainly a highlight. It belonged to Mary Mountain, who was Bendix Hallenstein's wife.
And a sign of New Zealand's emancipation of women, a ride-astride riding skirt from the late 1800s, designed to allow women to ride horses and bikes with ease.
Women could wear these skirts and not have to ride side saddle on a horse, or it made it easier for riding bicycles and things as well.
The Brought to Light exhibition is set to run for a full year at the Toitu Otago Settlers Museum. In Dunedin, the South Today.
And still to come on the South Today, Dunedin's bridge to the waterfront is going to be delayed, and it's turmeric lattes all round for a group of Otago University students. We'll see you after the break.
All new episodes of Put Some Colour in Your Life are now screening on Channel 39. Take a look at Australian artists and the techniques they use in their studio. Put some colour in your life. Tuesdays, 7:30.
Lana Castle is proud to showcase their new retail space. Simply purchase an annual garden pass for year-round access to the garden, cafe and gift shop, or apply for a host card giving you full access to the castle, ballroom, cafe, gift shop and garden when accompanied by a full paying guest. Check out the website for full terms and conditions. If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
A poorly maintained heat pump can lose up to 35% of its output. The Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner team are experts. Their specially developed chemical wash is totally biodegradable. Call Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner and get the job done by the professionals.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
Step into Ross Cafe, located at Ross Home in North East Valley. We have a great range of hot and cold food, friendly service and a warm atmosphere that you are sure to enjoy. We look forward to serving you soon at Ross Cafe.
Garrador Dunedin, delivering quality stylish garage doors in Dunedin for over 17 years. New doors, replacement doors and maintenance are all part of Garrador's quality service. Garrador Dunedin offers a full range of modern quality doors to suit any home. Come visit the team.
No mai no, welcome back. Construction of a new pedestrian and cycling bridge linking Dunedin's CBD with the waterfront isn't expected to begin for more than a year. The Dunedin City Council is planning to start the $20 million architecturally inspired bridge across the main railway line in 2021. Earlier this year, the council said it had hoped the work on the bridge could start before the end of this year. But it's had to wait until last week's announcement of government funding to help develop the adjoining waterfront. The cost to build the bridge is expected to be shared by the council and the New Zealand Transport Agency. Students at the University of Otago have succeeded in creating a concentrate to make turmeric lattes. The project was created for a Samoan company and is just one of 12 food science projects created for commercial businesses this year.
University of Otago food science students celebrating having invented a concentrated version of turmeric juice suitable for selling to cafes from which to make turmeric lattes. The team were asked to create an easy-to-use concentrate by a Samoan company which already makes an unconcentrated version of the drink.
He produces e-life wild turmeric juice, as you can see here. This is marketed in Samoa.
The drink is said to give a similar kick to caffeine, along with healthy anti-inflammatory properties. The students had to ensure it was organic, and they found an effective way of using an unrefined sweetener to create a sweet version.
We were able to use steviose as a non-refined sweetening agent.
However, their client ended up preferring the unsweetened one, in part because it can be marketed as a healthier drink.
We met with him on Tuesday with his family, and he absolutely loved the two versions. However, he did prefer the unsweetened turmeric concentrate, as it's what's his objective for this whole project, is to have a non-refined turmeric latte concentrate.
Starting with about 2 tablespoons of the turmeric concentrate, a frothy warm latte can be whipped up using either dairy, coconut or almond milk. In Dunedin, the South Today.
Mahino School held its annual Pet Day recently, featuring the same judge it's had for the last 53 years. 85-year-old Ray Lawrence has judged the event since 1966, but says he still enjoys the occasion.
Mahino School's annual Pet Day sees all manner of country-themed pets on display. Each year for the past 53 years, the pets have been judged by retired Mahino sheepstud breeder Ray Lawrence, and he feels well suited to the role, having judged dog trials at a national level.
What is it about it?
I've been a national dog trial judge, and you know, over my experience there, I've judged 12,043 runs. So, yeah, I'm reasonably qualified.
When he started judging Pet Day in 1966, many of the dogs submitted for judging were just working farm dogs and not children's pets.
Well, I can remember distinctly the first time. There was 45 dogs here, and the children, number-wise, were greater. But the quality of the dog and the pupil wasn't as good as what it is today. In other words, they were farm dogs. In a lot of cases, they hadn't known the child to any great degree. So that's different now.
The Mahino school pupils write up projects on their pets, which are used in the judging, and Lawrence says he admires the empathy children have for their animals.
So we study their project book or sheet of paper, and virtually they're judged on that as to their association with the pet. And then we look at the pet. Has it been groomed? Who washed it last, and all the rest of it? Who feeds it? That's important. And where does it bed down? It's quite interesting. In a lot of cases, they don't have a kennel. They sleep on my bed.
In Mahino, the South Today.
And still to come on the South Today, we check in with a group of rafters and have a look at the weather for you. See you soon.
If you're suffering from sciatica, lower back pain, hips and pelvis and knees, this technique will work wonders for you. The energy flow is transmitting through the muscles. Come and see Sunny Chin.
You've seen us in the street, now find us online. Check out shopon.org.nz. We have all sorts of treasures, from retro and vintage clothing to antiques, homewares and accessories. New items added every week. We're open 24/7.
When it's time to say goodbye to your pet, Heaven Sent Pet Cremations are here to help you through this difficult experience. Call Heaven Sent Pet Cremations today for their care and guidance. Phone 489-2274.
Step into Op Shop on St Andrew and discover a place with plenty of bargains for yourself, your friends and the whole family. We have new items arriving every day. Visit us for a fabulous range of economy and upmarket clothing, accessories, books, shoes and more. Shop with us and support your community.
A poorly maintained heat pump can lose up to 35% of its output. The Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner team are experts. Their specially developed chemical wash is totally biodegradable. Call Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner and get the job done by the professionals.
If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
Step into Shop on Carroll and discover a shop full of treasures. We have a fantastic range of vintage and retro clothes, upmarket clothing labels, collectible items, beautiful jewellery, quality linen and the best range of vintage haberdashery.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
Garrador Dunedin, delivering quality stylish garage doors in Dunedin for over 17 years. New doors, replacement doors and maintenance are all part of Garrador's quality service. Garrador Dunedin offers a full range of modern quality doors to suit any home. Come visit the team.
If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
Episodes of Put Some Colour in Your Life are now screening on Channel 39. Take a look at Australian artists and the techniques they use in their studio. Put Some Colour in Your Life, Tuesdays, 7:30.
Thanks for staying with us. The Tidy River near Outram saw a fleet of 8 homemade rafts take part in the 10th annual Outram Raft Race. Creativity was encouraged and the rafts had to be homemade, but inflatables such as tyres were not allowed. The resulting rafts included some featuring sofas and one a picnic table. The race included veterans who've entered their rafts every single year for the last 10 years. The entry fee was $50 per group, with the proceeds from that and a sausage sizzle going towards a new van for the local volunteer fire brigade. And now recapping tonight's top stories on the South Today. The DCC has begun a plan to buy the Folden Mar site near Middlemarch and may use the Public Works Act to force a deal. A climate-safe house, which featured at Dunedin's Home and Living show over the weekend, has landed at its new home in Waitati. And Dunedin's Toitu Otago Settlers Museum has opened a new exhibition featuring some of the thousands of items which have been donated by the public. Time now for a look at what's happening in tomorrow's ODT. Welcome, Mr. Hayden Meikle.
Good evening, Daryl. How are you this evening?
I'm good.
Very good. Let's have a look and see what we've got. A few bits and pieces happening. Obviously, we've got the latest from the High Court at Dunedin of the doctor on trial for murder. It's going to be a long few weeks for a lot of people. Our Rob Kidd's going to be there reporting on what's happening. So for all the very latest of that, check out probably page 1 of tomorrow's paper. Melbourne Cup Day. Obviously, it's a big day in Melbourne, but as always, it's a big day in Dunedin. Races at Wingatui and various parties all over the place. A lot of young people dressed up to the nines. Never makes me feel quite as old as it does on Melbourne Cup Day, Daryl, but some cracking photos, some of the fashion in the field, a lot of fun, even though the weather wasn't perfect out there today, a lot of fun out there. We've got more on this case of the medical students getting a little bit of strife for not filling out their forms correctly and so on while on overseas, on section, so to speak. Some of their peers talking about that and how they feel about it. And as we've seen Folden Mar, that story continues. It's a very interesting development, obviously, with the DCC looking at buying the land near Middlemarch to get it back into public ownership. So we've got a couple of stories from Chris Morris tomorrow, some of the reaction, and obviously some people who have fought hard to protect that land are Very, very excited about it. So it'll be interesting to see how that develops. And apart from the Melbourne Cup, it was a big day for sport all round. The Black Caps will have the latest on their victory over England. The All Blacks have arrived home. I'm pretty sure I saw a photo of the greatest Otago rugby player of all time, Mr. Ben Smith. So some of the All Blacks are home, and obviously there'll be some inquests and there'll be some reviews, and at some stage we'll get a new All Black coach. So all that and more, good stuff throughout the paper as always, Daryl.
Excellent, nice to hear. Thanks, Hayden. Look forward to reading tomorrow. Time now for a look at the weather.
Tonight's weather proudly brought to you by Mole Map.
Beginning with the southern view, looking across Dunedin's Botanic Gardens from a good vantage point. Looking at the situation, overnight rain will clear from the region tomorrow, with a few sunny periods developing in most places over the afternoon. Starting off at the northwest of the South Island, Greymouth and Westport are set for grey skies, showers and 17 degrees. Heading to the northeast, Nelson and Blenheim can both expect a cloud or two, showers and 20 degrees. Moving down to Canterbury, you'll have some cloudy skies across this area. Kaikoura, you're headed for 17 with showers, Christchurch 15, and Ashburton you can expect showers and 13 degrees. Down in the southern towns, everyone can look forward to light winds and skies becoming fine and clear. The Catlins and Gore head for 14, while Balclutha and Lumsden can expect 13 degrees. Heading across to the Central Lakes region, Queenstown and Wanaka and Alexandra are all set for light winds with showers with skies clearing and 14 degrees, while Te Anau should reach 13 degrees. Up to the northern towns, along the coast, Timaru and Romaru are set for light winds and some rain and a high of 13 degrees. Further inland, Twizel and Omarama are also set for light winds, some rain and 13 degrees. In Dunedin, rain clearing tonight with an overnight low of 9, overcast tomorrow morning, but a cloud breaks and sunny periods increase during the afternoon, a high of 12 and a low of 10. Low cloud at first on Thursday, clearing for sunny periods in the afternoon, a high of 17 and a low of 13. In Invercargill, rain clearing tonight with a low of 9 degrees, low cloud at first tomorrow, clearing during the morning with long sunny periods in the afternoon, a high of 14 and a low of 10. Milder northwesterlies freshening on Thursday with high cloud increasing, some rain at night, a high of 18 and a low of 13. And that's all from the South Today team for this Tuesday. For the latest news from the southern region, head online to odt.co.nz and follow Channel 39 on Facebook and YouTube. Have a great evening. Ka kite anō.
This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.